Hello, wherever this is meeting you, this is a short tutorial on how to make a ruched dress. What will be required is listed as seen on the screen. I've taken the liberty to cut the front panel and the back panel, then the additional that will be used to drape. So I'm prepping the front and back panel for the stitching of the darts. That's what I'm doing right there. So the stitching has been done. I'm removing the pins. Now I'm placing the facing of the back panel so I can stitch and clean up the raw edge of the back panel. I will also be overlocking the edge. Okay, I've done that here. Now we're placing the front panel on the mannequin. Ensure it's properly placed, because that becomes the base of the ruched we'll be doing, the additional fabric that I'll be using on it, that will be draping on it to make the ruched effect. So now that's the additional fabric. I have run a loose stitch on the side. I did not use a ruffler foot. You might want to ask, why didn't I use a ruffler foot? The draping I want to do here is not supposed to be uniform. The effect of the gathering is not supposed to be uniform. If I use a ruffler foot, it will give me a uniform gathering. So I need it to be as unequal as possible. That's why I had to do that. So now you take your time to drape it. Draping is not a one-way traffic. Depends on how you do it, and more like the more you practice, the better you get at it, basically. Then also, I did not state you can use both stretchy fabric and non-stretch fabric, but in this situation I'm using a non-stretch fabric. I'm using a satin. So you keep adjusting and adjusting till you get what you're comfortable with. Basically, that is what all of this draping is about. And I would advise, take your time with it. Then in the process of draping, ensure there are no funny bulge in the middle of the body. As such, if you run your hand from left to right or from right to left and you're trying to feel your way around, there shouldn't be excess falling over. Once you have that done, now you can use your needle and thread to hold the draped over the base fabric. The drip fabric over, there was a base that we created a panel. Then we draped another on it. So the two, we are supposed to hold them together with needle and thread before we can be able to detach and take it to our sewing machine. That is what I'm doing here. As I'm running my needle and thread over it, I'm also still pulling it taut to ensure there are no excess on the body. Done with that side. You do the same with the other side also. Also completed. Now I can remove the pins and take it to my sewing machine and stitch the two together. It has been stitched. I've trimmed off the excess. Now I'm removing the temporary stitch we placed to hold the two fabrics together. I'm removing them. That done, now I need to place the facing of the front. I've placed it. I've overlooked every other part that is needed. Then I've done the side same also. Now let's place it on a mannequin to see the feet. I think it's looking good. Remember, we draped it, so as such, you have to still adjust it. You might have to, although not in all situations, you might have to hold it down, maybe like tacking, but it has to be neatly done. As such, there won't be fabric, thread showing on the outside of the cloth. You can tack it in place, fine. And you can even use some beads or whatever, any other embellishment you have to hold those tacks in place. Basically, there it is. Our ruched dress. Thank you very much. See you next time.